If you're tired of frame drops, input delay, or losing gunfights in rank play that you should have won, now this isn't your average settings guide. I'm going to show you how to squeeze every last frame and every last millisecond of latency out of Windows for Black Ops 6. Smooth frames, zero lag. When your setup is locked in, your gameplay hits new levels. The first thing on the list for the gaming optimization is to clean up the startup and background tasks. So you want to open up Task Manager. You can do this by hitting Control, Shift, and Escape. When you have Task Manager open, you want to navigate to the Startup Apps button. On this page, you can see every program that boots up when you start Windows. The background apps silently drain the PC's resources, and that causes latency, stuttering, and input delay. Apps like Spotify, Discord, Chrome, OneDrive, Steam, and Dropbox eat up the CPU cycles, and they consume the RAM that your game needs. Background apps like Discord, Steam, and the Windows Store use bandwidth. Now in your Windows settings, go to Apps, go to Installed Apps. Uninstall everything that you don't need. Copilot, Family, Maps, Mail and Calendar, Clipchamp, Microsoft 360 Pilot, Microsoft OneDrive, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft To Do, Movies and TV, News, Outlook, Xbox Live. For part 2, we're going to focus on power settings for max performance. Open up your Windows settings and go to System. Now the whole purpose of this video is performance, and we're going to put the computer on ultra performance mode. Next, you're going to want to go to the command prompt and run it as administrator. Following, you're going to paste these commands. I'm going to leave them in the description or the comment section into the command prompt and hit enter. It should say ultimate performance. For part 3 of this video, we're going to focus on the NVIDIA Control Panel setting. Okay, starting off with the NVIDIA settings. Under the 3D settings tab, click adjust image settings with preview. Now hit use my preferred emphasizing and change this all the way to performance. Once you're done, hit apply. Let's go to configure surround physics X. Under the physics X settings, for processor, select your GPU. For the physics X settings for processor, you want to make sure that your GPU is selected. Hit apply. Next, go to manage 3D settings. For global settings, image sharpening, we're going to leave that off. If you're competing, you want to make sure that ambient occlusion is set to off, but they also have a performance mode.
Anisotropic.
For the anisotropic filtering, you want to make sure that's set to off. For the anti-aliasing FXAA, make sure that's set to off. For the anti-aliasing gamma correction, make sure that's set to off. And for the anti-aliasing mode, make sure that's set to off. Background application max frame rate, make sure that's set to off. You could also turn it on and leave it at 20 FPS. Now leave the CUDA GPUs at all. For low latency mode, set it to ultra. Max frame rate off. For monitor technology, you want to leave it at fixed refresh, but if you have a G-Sync compatible monitor, I suggest trying it out. MFAA, make sure that's off. For OpenGL GDI compatibility, set that to preferred performance. For OpenGL rendering GPU, make sure your GPU is selected. For power management mode, make sure you're in preferred maximum performance. Preferred refresh rate, make sure it's in application controlled. For the shader cache size, set it to unlimited. Limiting your shader cache can actually cause stuttering when you switch maps or operators. For the negative LOD bias, you want to make sure that's set to allow. For the texture filter quality, you want to make sure that's set to high. Make sure that trilinear optimization is on. Threaded optimization is on. Triple buffering is off. VSync is off. And the virtual reality pre-rendered frames is set to 1. When you're done with this, hit apply. Now, once you apply those global settings, go down to adjust desktop and color settings. You want to change your digital vibrance anywhere between 70 and 80%. I like to go on 80. When you're done with this, go to change resolution, use NVIDIA color settings, leave it at highest 32-bit, RGB, 8 BPC, and full for the output dynamic range. For part 5 of this video, we're going to focus on internet optimization. Open up your Windows settings and go to Network and Internet. From here, turn off your Wi-Fi. Next, go to Ethernet. For DNS server assignment, hit Edit. Change automatic to manual. Turn on IPv4, and you want to type these codes: 8.8.8.8. And for the alternate DNS, you want to type 8.8.4.4. This will connect you to the Google DNS servers. Following, we're going to open up the device manager. From here, we're going to click on network adapters, find your Ethernet controller, right click it, and hit properties. The first thing you want to do is check to see if the driver is up to date. Search automatically for drivers. It should force you to restart your computer. Go to the advanced tab of your Ethernet controller properties. For the ARP offload, you want to disable it. It's not needed for gaming because it causes unnecessary network traffic. Flow control, disable. It reduces your input latency. For interrupt moderation, disable, and that disables packet delay buffering, which gives you a better real-time response. For the moderation rate, set that to off for the best latency. For the IPv4 checksum offload, disable that, and that reduces CPU offload latency. For jumbo packet, you want to keep it disabled. For the large send offload v2 for the IPv4 and the IPv6, you want to disable both of them, and these could cause latency spikes. You just want to disable the NS offload because it's not useful for gaming. For packet priority and VLAN, you want to disable it because it introduces packet tagging. For speed and duplex, set it to the max. Mine is 2.5 gigabytes per second. Now for the TCP and the UDP checksums, disable all of them. Now this should reduce latency even more. Now I disabled Wake on Magic packet because it's not useful for gaming either. Once you're done with this, you can hit OK. For part 5 of this video, we're going to go over additional Windows settings. Go to System, scroll all the way down to About, go to Advanced System Settings. Under Performance, hit Settings, and hit Adjust for best performance. Hit Apply, and then OK. Next, go to Gaming, go to Game Bar, make sure that's set to off. Captures, make sure everything is turned off. Now for game mode, make sure that you have game mode turned on. Alright, the last part of this video is optimizing your Call of Duty config file. So what you want to do is open up your file explorer, go to Documents, open up Call of Duty, open up Players, and as you can see, there's a .m file and a .txt file. Now you're going to want to take the .txt file with the smallest integer and edit in Notepad. From here, you want to hit Control F, type in corpse limit, or maximum number of AI corpses. You want to set that to 0. Next, you're going to go down to the bottom of the graphics settings where it says show blood effects and type in the value false. Same thing with weapons eject brass. Next, under the graphics section where it says show bullet impacts, you want to set that value to false. For the reflection probe lighting, you want to set that value to 1. For screen space shadow quality, you want to set that to low. For the static sun shadow moment, by default at 1024, you want to set that to 0. For world streaming quality, you want to set that to 0. Now, under the system part of your config file, where it says allows locally stored files to be in sync with the cloud, you want to set that to false. Now, for render worker count under system, you want to set the value to the amount of P cores or physical cores your CPU has. Mine has 8. Once you have all that accomplished, hit File. Once you have all that accomplished, hit File, Save, close out of this, go back to your Players folder, right-click on the TXT file, hit Properties, and put it in Read Only. Now that is a full PC optimization guide for Black Ops 6. If you have any errors throughout this, please leave a comment. Please let me know what I should upload next. If you made it this far into the video, I am hosting a giveaway live on Twitch. I should be live after 7 p.m. Central. There are multiple winners from $25 PayPal, COD points, COD skin bundles, and more. Alright, so if you open up the game settings on Battle.net and you go to game settings, you click this thing that says additional command line arguments. You could go ahead and type these in. Alright, so we have now loaded into the game and it's time to update our graphics settings. For the display mode, make sure you're in full screen exclusive. Select your monitor for the monitor. For the display adapter, make sure your graphics card selected. For the refresh rate, make sure it goes along with your monitor. Now for the quality, you're going to want to change the upscaling and sharpening to Fidelity FX CAS and set the strength to 80. For competitive gaming, under quality for details and textures, you want to set everything to the lowest. On-demand texture streaming, minimal. Local texture streaming quality, low. Everything else following it, off or low. Now for the FOV, I like to play on 105. For weapon field of view, set that to wide. And turn your weapon motion blur off. Next, you're going to want to set up your controller settings. I personally like to play on 1.75, but the optimal is around 1.6 to 1.65. Make sure that your controller vibration is turned off because you do not want the rumbles affecting your gameplay. For dead zone inputs, this is the make or break part of your game. For the left stick min, set that to 1. For the left stick max, set that to 65. For the right stick min, set that to 3. And I like to keep my triggers around 6. Now for aiming, We're going to go to advanced aim settings. We're going to change the ADS sensitivity transition timing to instant. The aim response curve, you want to go to dynamic and you want to make sure it's on 1.00. Next, we're going to turn on custom sensitivity per zoom, and we're going to change all these values to 0.9 to 0.85. I personally like 0.85. Now in the movement tab for sprint assist, you want to make sure it's on tactical sprint assist. Mantle assist off, crouch assist off, corner slice on, slide behavior, slide only. And for combat, you want to change your dedicated melee weapon activation to weapon cycle. Now for your interface settings, you want to go all the way to gameplay HUD. You want to click HUD bounds. Now you want to make these the smallest you possibly can.